A man scattered a large amount of cash from the balcony of the 22nd floor, triggering a frenzied scramble among the crowd below to grab it. However, his purpose in doing this was actually to cover for his younger brother robbing the building across the street. At that moment, the younger brother and his girlfriend had already reached the roof of the diamond building. First, they secured a steel plate to the concrete floor, then drilled a small hole in the middle of the plate, stuffed a pre-prepared bomb into it, and finally covered the plate with a mattress. Once everything was ready, they waited for Nick's move on the other side. The noise of the crowd successfully masked the sound of the explosion, and Nick finally let out a sigh of relief when he saw this. John and his girlfriend crawled through the hole created by the explosion into the ventilation duct. They used an iron bar to force the fan to stop, bent its blades, and squeezed through. Then they hijacked the elevator, sent it to the top floor, and smoothly reached the floor where the diamonds were stored via the elevator shaft. Next, John lay on a skateboard, and his girlfriend covered him with a cloth similar in color to the floor. At that time, the security guard was focused on the news of Nick scattering cash, not noticing the slightest anomaly in the surveillance footage. Once John reached the blind spot of the surveillance camera, he took a photo of the view from the camera's perspective, printed it out, stuck it on a mold, and placed the mold in front of the camera to block its view. Soon, the two of them successfully reached the door of the diamond vault. But just as they were about to enter the vault, the police suddenly identified Nick. It turned out he was a former police officer who had been imprisoned for stealing diamonds a few years ago, and had been released on bail for one day just a few days prior. Realizing Nick might be trying to steal diamonds again, the police immediately notified the security chief to return to the building and check the diamond vault. Now, they were in big trouble.